Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the T110 E5, an American tier 10 heavy tank. Now, this tank has kind of changed over the years. I mean, I wouldn't say changed too much, but from when I first started playing to now, the tank looks completely different. Now, those of you that have not been around for that long would probably like, Midzy, what the hell are you talking about? But if I remember at the end, I will put a picture soon when I've finished talking of what the T110 E5 used to look at. So basically, this is what it looks like now. Now, if you see on top, there is a little hatch, like a very small hatch. That used to be a very, very big hatch, and a lot of people actually liked it because it was troll. It wasn't the most strongest hatch. It was easily pennable, but a lot of people, because it was so big, used to aim at that hatch. So you used to be able to sort of not trick them as such, but you know, move up and down, forward, side to side, because everyone, even if you're on a flat ground, people would still aim at the hatch because it just stood out. Wargaming years ago decided to remove it. Now, ever since they have removed it, I personally think it is a much better tank. Now, there are a couple of people, Amionette for a start off, she used to prefer it with the hatch because it was troll. But me personally, I think it is a much better tank without that hatch. So we're going to look at the stats, and then we are going to get into some games. So the turret is 258 millimeters, so not the strongest, but it's okay. It's not too bad because that is base, and you can actually get that a little bit higher depending, of course, on your angles. Your hull is 211, so the upper plate is quite strong. The lower plate, you will be penetrated. Your DPM is 2,761. Of course, that is with calibrated shells, so you could get that to almost 3,000 if you run it with the rammer. Your reload is pretty good at 8.69. Your penetration is 274 on your AP, 384 on your heat, which is pretty nice, and 65 on your HE. So your HE pen with calibrated shells isn't the greatest, but you know, your heat pen, you'll get through just about anything with that. You've got a 400 alpha gun, 340 on your heat and 515 on your HE. Your aim time is very good at 2.7, and your gun dispersion is 0.308, so again, not too bad. And you do have a nice 8 degrees of gun depression with a top speed of 42 kilometers per hour. So stat wise, it is pretty solid. It's always been a solid tank, and I think, you know what, even this day and age, it's not really been changed much recently, but I think it's still a solid tank. If you play it correctly, kind of in a hold down position, then you're going to get bounces and you're actually going to do pretty well. Just like here on Normandy, if you can get on this ridge line, then you are laughing, because like I said, you're not going to really, unless someone has a really good shot, because they still can penetrate that hatch as long as they get the right spot, because as I said, it's a very, very small hatch to aim for. And of course, there are weak points, but if you're moving around, making it difficult for the enemy, then you know you're going to do just fine on a ridge line, like literally fine. So it's also known as kind of a heavium, so you can go with your mediums. It's got the speed. It did used to have the special speed boost to make it go even quicker. Wargaming did remove that. However, I did prefer it with the speed boost. I think it was amazing with that speed boost, but you know, they removed it. It's kind of OP in some on some tanks, and I suppose a tank like the E5, it goes quick enough anyway, so it probably didn't actually need it, but it did make it a much better tank. So we're coming up here against the E4 there. Nice 579 alpha into the rear of that guy, leaving just 4 tanks left alive. Now, luckily, I don't know what this Object 752 is doing. didn't want to know. There's 3 tanks all around him, so I do actually get a nice shot, and that is what the accuracy on this tank can do. That is what it is actually capable of doing. So let's take this guy out for our first kill. 2.5k damage, just a few tanks left alive. So let's just fast forward just a little bit. As you can see, it's a 6 versus 3 and a piece of piss, really. Very easy battle to end with. 2.7k. There goes the WZ. Just leaves the mill here. If I can get one more shot just to go above the 3k mark, and I am happy with that, considering how easy this battle was. To get the kill at the end there, 3.5k damage, I'm happy with that. You know, I'm not too bad. It was an easy game after all. It is a tank that you can carry. Like, as long as you're in the right positions, you can carry on in the E5 quite easily, quite comfortably. It's got good DPM, decent reload, decent armor. So yeah, it is a tank that you can comfortably carry in. So now we're moving on to the next battle. I have pushed the middle, however there is an E4 there. Now I don't really want to come in front of an E4. He has a decent gun, and my armor profile isn't great when it comes to an E4, especially in this kind of position. As you can see, I turn, he still managed to pen me nice and easy. But I do have better reload than him, so at least I can at least get that one shot out before he's reloaded. And you know, when people like this, I know exactly when he's reloaded because he comes forward. So I'm just going to back up. I think he took the shot there and completely missed, so that allows me to go forward, get a shot off on him as well, and then again back up. So that's 1700 damage. He is just about reloaded. That's why he's coming forward. I can see my Conqueror now coming behind him, so I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait and see if he turns his turret, and as soon as he turns his turret, thank you very much, I can now take him out. So thanks to that Conqueror, I mean, he did sacrifice himself. He's lost a lot of hit points. But at least I managed to take care of the E4, bringing it now down to a 7 versus 5. Now a 7 versus 4. So that then now should be the rest of the battle fairly easy. With just 3 tanks left alive, I'm only on 1800 damage, so not the greatest amount of damage. But you know, and again there, nice easy pen for that Death Star, leaving me on a 2-shot. But we have just pushed above the 2k mark. If we can get one more shot out, we have then gone past the 3k, which again I am happy about, considering how easy this battle again has been. A 7 versus 2. I am a 1-shot, but I don't really care. I'm above the 3k, and again, normally you like to do as much damage as you possibly can. The more damage, the better. But when you have an easy game like this, where you have a decent team that all works well together, you know, 3.5k damage, you've got to be happy with that. Just 1 tank left alive, the Conway. I like the fact that these guys are pushing, even though they are a 1-shot to this guy. No idea what that shot from the E3 was, but this guy's on 15 HP, no problem. Let's just push forward, and we do manage to get the kill. So again, if I remember, I will put the picture of the E5, what the old E5, I'm talking 9-10 years ago, looked like. I'm happy with the change. I'm glad it did change, and I think majority of people was happy that they removed that big hatch. But still, to this day, it is a brilliant tank. When played correctly, it's even better. Let me know what you think of the T110 E5 in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.